I've never had an issue in terms of getting up any steep hills, enough torque in it, and enough power to do that overtake when I need it.
Hello guys, thanks for joining us and welcome to OwnerDrive. For those that are new to us, we've recently kicked off this YouTube channel with a mission, and that is to provide you with a real-world, first-hand accounts of the car ownership experience from car owners themselves. So if you're interested to know how a car's performing, 4 or 5 years down the track, if manufacturers are looking after their customers, or if cars are spending a lot of time in the workshop for repairs, then you've come to the right place. Also guys, if you're interested in any particular makes or models and you'd like to see an OwnerDrive feature on those, then please mention that in the comments below and we'll see what we can round up for you. So today I've got Marc joining me. Hello Marc.
Hello.
And he's got a Mazda CX-9 that you can see behind me that he's owned for a few years now. Can you tell us, first of all, when and where did you purchase this car?
So I bought this early 2017. So it was a demo vehicle from the floor. And with the deal we got at the time, it was perfect for our needs. Yep, we needed a seven-seater at the time and enough space to carry prams, bunch of luggage, as well as school bags and stuff, so it was fit all our needs.
Good. So you're a family of 4, aren't you?
Yep. Well, we had at that time, when at the time I bought the car, we had a need for at least 6 seats on a regular basis. So this is
with the grandparents and
that
things.
Was it. That's
sure.
it. That's it.
And what distance have you travelled so far?
So far, it's got 50,000 on the clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
At the time, did you consider any of the competition, any other options?
Yeah, I looked at Kia. That was an option. The Sorento and the Kluger, Toyota Kluger. But I think this won over. It just had Car of the Year, I think, 2016, and the aesthetics won me over.
Styling.
Yeah. Yep. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So.
The space, the amount of space, the tech you had inside, the safety features, the heads-up display that came with this model. That was a big plus for me. And of course, when I got it, it had options for the sunroof, and with the demo vehicle deal we had, it was a winner, I think.
So, can you describe to us what a typical day of driving would be, or what would involved would be with the Mazda CX-9?
Right now, 2 school bags, school runs, morning and afternoon, and then errands during the day if required. But that's pretty much it. It's almost exclusively urban driving for the last couple of years.
So Marc, in terms of practicality, how have you found it for your family of 4 and their grandparents being in there as well?
Very useful. Well, when you get 6 or 7 in the car, moving the middle row seats is quite easy. Just a click of a pull of the handle, and you can slide it right across all the way to the front. So getting in and out is not an issue. Gets all the bags we need. You can see you got plenty of space to get a side trip to Bunnings if I need, plus the shopping done.
Do those ones fold down as well?
They do.
You want to take anything bigger?
They do the 60/40 fold. At this point, we've got a couple of car seats in there, so it can get a bit tricky. But once you move one away, at least, it's very simple.
And what about space in that 3rd row for the taller people?
Yeah, so that is probably one of my gripes with the car, which was that once you had the 3rd row in there, an adult of my height anyway would find it a bit of a squeeze. Why we put the kids in the back, and they were happy with it. However, that comes with the downside that there's no 3rd row air vents in it. So come summertime and driving around, it is quite hot at the back. So we had to put in additional portable fans, if you'd like to help us out. But I said there was only like a temporary fix at the time and temporary issues we faced, and since then never had to pull up that third row so far.
Yeah. So you've got there's plenty of isofix and tether points then.
Yeah, that's right.
Included in the third row.
In the third row, there's 2 in the third row, as well as 3 in the middle row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Let's hop inside and have a look behind the wheel.
Do it.
I believe it's a 2.5 litre
2.5 litre.
petrol turbo engine. Is that correct?
That's it.
And a 6-speed automatic.
Yep.
So how do you feel about performance?
Not an issue. When we go on the highway, I've never had an issue in terms of getting up any steep hills, enough torque in it, and it's enough power to do that overtake when I need it. So highway driving is brilliant, and I think it shows up in its fuel consumption as well.
I know the previous model had a big capacity V6.
Yep.
The main criticism was, the thirst. So that's why they've dropped down to a smaller turbo. So I think the official figures were quoted around 8.8,
Yes.
or around 9.
Yes.
What have you been getting?
So when we were on the highway, I did this test actually. We went up that 400k drive, went exclusively highway driving. It was 8.8.
8.8 on the highway?
That was exclusive highway driving, 8.8. When I came back, I started doing purely urban driving. I'm getting 11 at this point. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you put that to the test.
Yes.
And you're happy with those figures?
Yeah. Well, the 11 could be better, but I think for the size of the vehicle and being an automatic, I think it's reasonable. I'm sure I could do better with the manual. I could do better with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And how about the gearbox? Have you had any issues with that? Does it shift well? And
yes, it does. It clicks in pretty quick. I've done the occasional pedal to the floor when I need to, just to get around people and stuff. But and it does kick in very quickly. So changing any gear change, no problem. Yeah.
And I see there that there's an option to change it to sport.
Done sport, yes. Unfortunately, never had the pleasure of doing that myself. I've done the manual sequential box change, and which takes some getting used to, I suppose, with where you're getting used to going up positive and down negative, but it's a minor complaint. But yeah, I think for me, day-to-day driving, automatic is pure automatic where I go with.
Good. And this is an all-wheel drive version, isn't it?
It is, yes, right.
So does it go off-road at all, or is it
No.
strictly
Never gone off on the beach or anything in the bush like that. If anything, probably in the bush down at school, but that's nothing much to shout about there. Yeah.
In terms of comfort, so I'm sitting in the front seat here and it feels very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Would the other rows be as comfortable?
Correct, except for that third row, which I mentioned, a bit tight there. But as far as seating comfort at the back and front, it's good. It's got heated seats in the front, left and passenger and driver, and there's enough vents, I suppose, for front and middle, and there's dual zone, or even as a rear sink as well with the aircon, and individually control at the back if you needed to. So all the benefits of comfort you can individually tailor to suit your passengers.
And how about infotainment? So that's a popular thing for people these days.
Yep.
How does Mazda perform in that regard?
Yeah, very good. It's got digital radio. I think at that time was just fairly new at the time in 2016, 2017. So for me, that was a big perk as well when I got the car. The screen itself, very intuitive to get around with the rotary knob we got right here. The touch screen is deactivated above, I think, 9 kilometers an hour. It cuts out, but below that you can use it. But I think these days they completely disabled that feature. It's purely rotary control now. But yeah, it's got everything inside. Hook up to your Bluetooth very quickly. Very easy to pair your phones and other devices. But yeah, so sat nav's working very intuitive as well. So the system is very easy.
It is missing out on the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay.
It does not have that, correct? That's right. Yep. But we don't use that, so I don't think we've missed that bit. But you're right, it does not have that feature.
Okay. In terms of features it's missing or things you would like to see added, is there any improvements that Mazda could have made?
At that time, definitely a couple of things spring to mind. Is that third row air vents, the folding mirrors. So this model didn't have that automatic folding mirror, side mirror option.
I see.
Yeah, they fixed it up very quickly. I think by the next batch of releases come in 2017, I think they were all auto close, but not then. And I think this is fairly common in all Mazdas now, is you don't have an off button for the radio. It's just the mute button. So you literally cannot turn off any radio channel. It just keeps running in the background. So it took some getting used to at the time, trying to figure out where's the off button. But it would have been nice. But anyway, it's not part of the package. Yes.
Now I did notice, I couldn't help but notice a couple of scrapes on the car and the front quarters on both sides.
Yep.
It's a big car. How do you find it to park?
So I never park front in because I think personally I can't gauge the depth or the length of the front bonnet as well as I could for a sedan. And I think it's because it slopes, it trails off fairly quickly at the front and there's a bit of an angle. So I always park reverse. But you can see from that example of experience that I've learned my lesson there. Turning circle could be improved as well, I think. I think it's about almost a 12-meter radius there. So I think it could be better. But I'm not sure what they've done right now with the newer models.
Yeah. But it does have the reverse camera, doesn't it?
It does have reverse cameras, front and rear sensors.
Yep.
So it helps us when I reverse park, I can get into almost any spot reverse park. Yeah.
Now in terms of safety, I do believe it got a 5-star
5 stars.
when this model came out. Was that a consideration for you and the family at the time?
Definitely. I think that's almost one of the first things to look at. 5-star ANCAP. I think at 7 airbags, curtain airbags as well. So we said, yep, it's we're gonna be protected.
Mark, one thing our viewers are particularly interested in are the ongoing costs associated with owning a car.
Yep.
So talk us through that in terms of servicing.
Yep. So it's a 10,000 kilometer interval on this model. I think it's standard for all Mazdas as well. Per service, I think we're doing about $380 per service. And then it would go up any consumables, extras you might need from time to time. We had the battery changed out fairly recently, and that was a good, I think $250 or so to get it all done. But yeah, I can't complain in terms of the level of or the quality of service we're getting from the dealer we bought it from. It's been quite good.
You've been happy with that. Now you've gone there for the life of the car?
Yes, that's it. I've gone there every service interval we had. Yes.
Any unexpected repairs or out-of-pocket expenses that have popped up, apart from the battery you mentioned, which is a fairly routine one, I guess?
That's right. Yep. And I think tires will be the next one. But nope, nothing, no surprises anyway. Yep. In good 4 years now we've had it. Yeah.
Any wear and tear that's significant on inside or out at the moment?
Not that I can think of. If anything, not out of the ordinary anyway. So I think you'll find like cracks in the leather are fairly common for the age of the vehicle in terms of the usage that we have in it and the number of seats we use at any one time. So that's fairly common. But yeah, everything else it's good for its age.
And I think you did mention earlier, it comes with was it a 5-year warranty or for 3?
At the time, it was a 3-year warranty when we got it. But now they moved on, I think, the 5s, but when we got it was all 3s.
And did you have to utilise that warranty at all?
Never had to. No. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So all in all, it sounds like it's been a pretty reliable vehicle for you and your family.
Very useful and yes, like a rock.
Excellent. So overall, Mark, what would you say are the pros of the car?
For this model, the size of it, what I could fit around it, the benefits we had with the safety, the infotainment, all the creature comforts in the car were a big plus for us. The handling was what I thought for a big car. Didn't expect it to go around corners like a beast, but it neither would we want to with 2 kids in the back.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's been a reliable car and useful for our purposes.
And the key improvements that could be made?
For this model, side mirrors. Yep, which I think they've ticked that box.
They've done that.
They've done that. The third row vents, which could be put in. That would be a huge benefit. Doesn't have to be any controls associated with it, but at least the vents should have been put in there.
And looking back at your original expectations for the car, has it met those?
Definitely. Can't complain.
And would you recommend it to others?
For sure.
Okay, good. So overall, what would you give the car a score out of 10?
Out of 10, I'd give it an 8.5.
8.5, that's pretty
Yep.
good.
Yep. I'd say if you had a better fuel consumption in the urban setting, you'd be pushing a 9.5.
All right, good. Well, thank you, Mark, very much for your time. I know that CX-9 is a very popular choice for families looking for a 7-seat SUV. So it's been most informative talking to you today. So
Not a
thanks
problem.
again.
Welcome.